Who were you before the world told you who to be?
I was that guy inside my box. You yourself don't accept yourself. You can't expect others to, do that. Most of the people who come into the school are looking for something. They feel lost or they feel stuck or they don't know what to do next with life. We all scribbled somewhere. It's just that some people chose to accept it and grow with it. Some people started hiding themselves saying, no, I'm not a creative. Everybody wants to come here.
Yes.
Everybody wants to experience Sri Lanka. Even this Sri Lanka dance festival that you spoke about.
Yes, yeah.
This is the first festival of this nature, scale, caliber that's happening in Sri Lanka.
Wow. Hi, welcome to the Creative Odyssey Podcast. My name is Shaun and I'm super excited to have Shaun here today. Shaun, how's it going, my man?
So far, so good. Thanks for having me, Shaun. I look forward to the session today and I think it's going to be exciting for both of us and the people who are watching.
Yeah, real quick. I met Shaun. I actually saw Shaun in Sri Lanka. I was in the car and I saw you driving and I saw your beanie hat. I was like, dude, that guy looks cool. He's a creative. Next thing you know, the next day I'm at a coffee shop and then Shaun shows up. I'm like, I have to go talk to him. And I'm so super glad I did that.
Yeah, I was telling you as well, right? It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It had some purpose and I think let's look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. All right, Shaun. So who were you before the world told you who to be? Like core memory or whatever.
I think we all have our own experiences that help us become what we are today. I was that timid, introverted guy who just draws my own paintings. I don't draw anymore, but if I go back, I think one of the best ways I lived my life was through paintings. I used to draw and tell my stories my own way, timid, just in my own zone. And I think life happened in its own way and the experiences actually helped me come out of that bubble. And now I do the same thing, painting, but in different ways, not just the brush and the pencil. It's my way of creating something or building something together or having a conversation. So yeah, I was that guy inside my box and now I feel like I've got the wings to fly high and I'm trying to do my best with what I got.
Tell us a little bit about how you create now.
So there's a few things I do. So there's a creative agency that I run with my partner, business partner, Silvana. What we do is we work with NGOs specifically, not necessarily NGOs, but projects, research students. So I've been in the corporate sector. I used to work at Unilever and a few multinational companies, manage brands, head brands locally as well. So then I realized, my life was different and the experiences that I've had with my life helped me realize that there's so many stories that are unheard. There are so many things that these people can, hear or see and do things differently, but they don't have that opportunity just because that message doesn't reach them, right? So then I was dating someone who was also in the research and development sector, and I saw how they were struggling to get these message out to the actual people who need to listen to it. And I said, okay, I know how to do this. I've done this for brands who pay me to do it. Why don't I try and work with these people to get this message out? And that's why the creative agency was set up at the first place. I think Silvana is also a very lovely person who understood the vision and we both went with the same understanding. We call it Not Another Agency purely because we want to stand out, say the right stories, give the right message to the right people. So we work in the field of gender equality, language rights, human rights, the issues that our country's been facing, right? There was a 30-year war and how we can find peace from that. There are still people who are looking for answers from that. So we try to work on different topics related to that. We've worked with some of the local and multinational NGOs as well. And we also try and work around budgets to help everyone get access to working with the right team.
That's cool.
It's the agency. Then I also do dancing.
Yeah.
I have a dance school where I try and do work with quite a lot of young people who actually, one of the interesting things with that is most of the people who come into the school are looking for something. They are either they feel lost, or they feel stuck, or they don't know what to do next with life. They find no purpose. What can I do? What can I do that can make my life exciting? Is something that they commonly have, everyone who comes mostly. So I think there I find my own way of talking to them, because dance has been a journey for me that has helped me rebuild myself, in different ways. Because I do strategy, I do dance. If you look at them, it's two distinct, characters themselves. Strategy is very disciplined, structured, and dance is more, expressive, creative. Of course, when you try to blend them, it gives you magic.
Right.
But it's also important to know where you got to find that structure and where you got to find that flow as well. So these two things is what helps me give back to the kind of people that I meet every day in life. And my experiences have helped me understand that everyone's carrying something. You just need to tap a little bit to understand how they will glow and spark.
Yeah.
And I found my own way of doing that.
That's so cool. So that the logical and the creative both kind of working hand in hand for you.
God is good.
Hey, let's go. When did you first realize you didn't have to choose between a dancer and strategist? Which came first?
So dance has always been there. I danced during my school, college, university, work, even when there are church.
Really?
There are my friends' weddings. They want me to choreograph for them. So dance is
way.
something that's
Okay.
always been there.
Cool.
And strategy, marketing has also always been there. For example, I've held roles within school that I needed to do those specific strategical or structured, things that allow us to thrive as a team. Because I've always been a class prefect.
Where'd you go to school, by the way?
I schooled in Chennai, called Madras Christian College.
Okay.
That's where I schooled.
Very cool.
And then privileged, I had the opportunity of being the prefect and all of that. So there were leadership roles that wanted you to take strategical approach. I mean, at that time, now when you think of it, it's something small, but at that time,
It's
we
huge.
took it very seriously. We tried to give the best, and I think everyone should make the best use of the opportunities they come across, and that will change their life naturally. For me, I danced, I had these strategical approaches. I've always fought between myself. Should I choose to be a dancer as a profession, or should I choose to be a strategist as a profession, right? There are nights that I can't go to sleep. I'm like, if I become a dancer, what happens to my strategical approach?
Right.
If I become a strategist, what happens to my dancing? And I initially actually thought, okay, we have 7 days in the week. We're going to try and find a balance.
Right.
5 days I work, 2 days I dance.
Right.
That's how I started. But then with more involvement, more understanding, and getting into those world, I understood being a dancer also requires discipline, requires structure, requires strategical approach. Being a strategist requires you to be creative, flow. You can't stop anything for any of these reasons, right? I think it's recent. I think it's been about 4 or 5 years since I actually accepted myself for both of these people and try and find what they can do best together.
So, real quick, like your childhood background, how was your family? Like, how did they define you as a creative, or how did and the social pressures and things like that? I'm super curious.
So I got 2 siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister. Eldest in the family obviously comes with responsibilities and expectations. So there was a lot of expectations. Not a not a perfect family life. So it already came with, okay, set an example for the younger ones. So
I'm also the oldest. I've also made the most amount of mistakes.
So I've tried my best to set the best example, but what they have learned from me is to not be like me, like always driving towards
My
something.
brother's the same thing.
My brother's always complaining, like, bro, why are you always working? You're either working or dancing.
Right.
Find some time for yourself. Find a balance. Kind of thing. My sister's also the same. But I think we all have molded ourselves into a beautiful persona that we all became with those experiences we all received. So I was expected to be that responsible kid, and my sister's very smart, my brother's very smart as well, but they find life different. They like this podcast would be like, come on, man.
I get
Like
that.
they want you to just live, you know, just smile, just talk to people. Don't drive towards becoming something or
Wow,
making
okay.
something or building something. It's pointless, which makes sense as well.
Yeah, I guess.
But
Yeah.
I think we all, it's about finding what makes our life meaningful to us,
Absolutely.
and what's our purpose.
That's true. Hey there, quick pause. If this episode sparked anything for you, even a little, we actually put together a free creative guide to help you go even deeper. It's not homework or a worksheet. It's actually a space to reflect, scribble, and more importantly, reconnect with your creativity in a way that feels gentle and not really overwhelming. You can download it in the description below or in our show notes and use it whenever you need a reminder that you are actually, in fact, a creative person. All right, that's enough. Let's get back to the episode. What has dance healed in you that other things couldn't?
One of the biggest challenges I think we all have, you know, that was mine as well, is accepting ourselves for who we are. You know, sometimes I think going in front of a camera or standing in front of a mirror or just moving in front of someone, you're so conscious. You're like, are people going to accept me?
Right.
Because you yourself don't accept yourself. You can't
Right.
expect others
Absolutely.
to, you know, do that. So dance in that way has helped me a lot in that. For example, when I started teaching, I needed to make sure that my students are comfortable with their body. You know, and that's a journey that I was able to go through before getting there, thankfully. So there was a period where I'm like not so happy about my output. You know, I'm practicing and I just try to dance by myself in front of a mirror. I'm like, no, this is not good enough. No, it's not good enough. He's doing better. She's doing better. They are doing better.
Yeah.
You work towards it, but it's very difficult to accept yourself for who you are. It has always been a challenge for a lot of us, right? And for me, dance is what allowed me to, you know, accept myself, love myself, and just come to that understanding that whatever you do in life, end of the day, it's you who will stay with you forever. Your body and how you take care of your body, for example, will define how your body is going to respond to you when you're old. And then if you don't love yourself, I don't think you are ready to love another person as well.
100%.
And for me,
Agree.
it took a lot of time for me to accept myself, love myself, and that journey. If not for dance, I don't think I would be able to go through that journey. So I'm very grateful for dance and how it happened to me.
That's super powerful. I mean, that's essentially what we talk about in this podcast, the Creative Odyssey, is like creativity should actually help. It does help people connect with their inner child, and through that find healing, right? And you know, like you would never treat a younger version of you like, oh, you're fat, you're horrible, like never. You'd be like, no. You would tell that kid like, no, you're beautiful. You can do whatever you want, all that kinds of stuff, and that you can do that. If you can do that at adult age, and you're doing it through our dance, that's really powerful, man.
I think you're very right. You know, body, like I'm thin. I'm fit but thin. And as a dancer, and then especially the styles dance that I do requires you to sometimes lift the girl, do tricks and flicks. You know, when they see you, they're like, maybe we shouldn't try that. You know, but you never took the chance.
Right.
You know, if I say I don't want to try it, that's a different story. You looking at me and saying, maybe we shouldn't try that.
Yeah.
So these are kind of things that ask you to question yourself, okay, do I have what it takes to do or meet the expectations kind of thing? Then you understand that the expectations doesn't really matter. You know, as long as you're able to give your best and you're happy with that,
Right.
I don't think there's anything else to worry about. You know.
That's awesome, man. How do you carry yourself? How do you carry Sri Lanka with you when you're abroad?
Very good question. And I think everyone should do this and take a note of it as well, because you represent something bigger than yourself.
Yes.
You know, everybody is like me, 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 me. What do you get out of it? You know, because if everybody is going to say me, there's billions of people in this world. Everybody's got an identity. Everybody is unique. Everybody is saying I'm better than the other.
Yes.
You know, and then you come as a community. You know, you come as a group of people. So for example, let's say we're Sri Lankans. We call all of ourselves Sri Lankans. We are more than one. You know, we are representing something much bigger. And for me, this country's done a lot, you know, personally. And then I've built a life from the scratch about 12 years back when I came to Sri Lanka.
Wow.
I did not know the language. I did not know the roads. I did not know people here.
Wow.
It was very difficult. But then, because it was Sri Lanka, I'm here today. You know,
Wow.
imagine I was somewhere else. I don't think we would have expected the same kind of result. Or at least my experiences allows me to say that
Yes.
this is probably the best you can get from a nation. You know, maybe we have bad politics, maybe we have bad leaders, but that doesn't define us. You know, what you do is going to define us, because there's only, I don't know, 1,000 leaders. There's 24 million people in this country. Then, okay, let's say the shitty people, you don't care about them, you care about you, and what you and your team, your community can do together, that is going to make a massive difference for our country. For me, why I try to involve Sri Lanka in everything I do is because how do you give back?
Yeah.
It's not always about receiving, right? Like dance is for me giving back. Strategy, the consultations that I do, that I try to, you know, do it on a partnership, for example, without charging, is my way of giving back. Me taking the flag wherever I go is me giving back. Like, for example, if you look at even Instagram, my name goes as Shaun Sri Lanka. You know, while it could be anything, it's purely because I want people to know me for where I come from, while they also know me for what I can do. Because, you know, globally also it's become very common to say that Sri Lankans are not good enough, or, you know, getting a visa to some of the countries.
100%.
You know,
Yep, yes.
you know the kind of challenges we go through.
Yes.
You know our lives, and in that understanding, how can we make it better for our peers, our next generation, our families, is only when you stand up for your country and say, hey, I'm coming from this place, and this is what I can offer for you.
Right.
And that already changed the narrative for Sri Lanka, right? And I travel to international festivals to teach. I travel to do workshops on creativity, strategy. Everywhere I go, one of the first things I talk about is Sri Lanka. And this is one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I mean, maybe you don't want to say it, but everybody else is saying it. It's like you don't see how good you are, and you try to find validation from everyone. And here it's the same. You know, we don't see how good that is because we are in it.
Right. 100%. As a person who is
Everybody wants to come here.
Yes.
Everybody wants to experience Sri Lanka. Even this Sri Lanka dance festival that you spoke
Yes,
about.
yeah.
This is the first festival of this nature, scale, caliber that's happening in Sri Lanka.
Wow.
Countries like Thailand, Vietnam, they are busting. They're making a lot of money for their tourism economy, for the country to grow. There are festivals that caters to about 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 people, just one event a year, right? And then there's Sri Lanka with such beautiful offering.
Yeah.
And does not want to capitalize on this dance market and segment, right? That's when I said, okay, I'm a dance teacher. I go abroad, I teach. And they see something in it, and they ask me to come back as well. Why don't I ask them to come here for once? For a change, we've been building networks, people. That's when I said, okay, fine. Let's go back home, talk to the stakeholders, see what we can put together. So we went to the Sri Lanka Tourism Board, we went to the Mount Lavinia Hotel, some of the best brands that could actually portray Sri Lanka as the right place for this. And the response is overwhelming, you know, international artists saying, hey, you're doing the right thing, you know, Sri Lanka needs this, I'm coming there. You won't believe, some of them are saying, I'm booking my own tickets and coming.
Let's go.
Just make sure that you have a seat for me.
Wow.
So it's just that We need to see the potential if you want others to see the potential in yourself, in your country, wherever you are, whatever you do.
I love that you are actually taking the initiative to make this happen, man. Like a lot of people actually think that, oh, we don't have the resources and things like that, which I think wherever you live, it's all about like the passion and the drive you have, right?
Of course.
And if that's the thing that always will like, kind of drive the narrative. Finally, real quick, any Sri Lankan teen that is thinking that creativity is just for artists, like I think you're changing it. Tell me what your advice is for them.
I mean, I think that's a fantastic question as well, because if you take the NA logo, not another agency's logo, it's a scribble. It's a scribble because we want everyone to understand that it doesn't take an expert or an analyst or an experienced person or someone who's been doing this forever to realize that you are creative. You know, creativity ingrained in us when we took that pencil or chalk or went and started scribbling on the walls. We wanted to create something. You know, creative. You know, you were already a creative. We all are. We all scribbled somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's just that some people chose to accept it and grow with it. Some people started hiding themselves, saying, "No, I'm not a creative. I'm not." We are all. It's just that everything that you do in life, you can inculcate, creativity in that. The way you do things, the way you talk to people, the way you put your presentation together for your work, the way you do your research paper for your college, or that meal, the cooking, the presentation, everything has creativity in it. And I think everyone has that skill in it as well. You just need to accept that you were one of those kids who took that chalk and scribbled, wherever you saw some empty space.
Dude, thank you for saying that. I think you and I, I'm so grateful that we met. I'm
Same.
grateful
100%.
that this is the message you came here to tell, because that's why I'm here as well in Sri Lanka, because I know that our teens and our people need to hear that we have the resources. We just need to be creative and take creativity seriously.
100%.
Thank you so much again, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll tell you something. I mean, this is the first podcast I'm doing, but this is not the first podcast I have been invited to. I chose to do this because of the conversation we had and the idea, right? You wanted to focus on creatives, get the message from them, and give it to people who think they are not a creative.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a very good initiative, and I think you're trying to do good to Sri Lanka, Sri Lankans, through your skills. So, I mean, birds of feather flock together.
Hey,
and I really wanted to make it happen. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Please let us know what you think, and follow Shaun and all the things we're gonna, the social media and everything, and check out the international festivals he's doing. I wish I can be here for that. I don't know when it's happening. When is it happening?
So the festival's from 31st October to the 2nd of November.
Okay.
Followed by 3rd November to the 5th November is a travel and dance experience.
Let's
we're going to go around, record videos in front of our beaches,
Let's go.
Sigiriya, so we can
my gosh.
promote the country as a tourist destination for dancers.
That's awesome. So be on the lookout for that. Until next time, keep creating, keep dreaming, and keep going on your own creative odyssey. Till next time, see you later. Bye-bye.